Over 5 years later, Star Wars is finally going to reveal more of the deleted scenes from Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in a new comic miniseries. Ever since its release, The Rise of Skywalker has been a controversial Star Wars movie among many fans. Some issues they have with the film are in regard to scenes that just aren't in the movie and probably should be. This has led to Star Wars content in recent times making up for these missing moments, though it's always seemed as if The Rise of Skywalker could have resolved this itself by including these critical plot points. The Star Wars TV shows The Mandalorian and Star Wars: The Bad Batch have both been doing most of the work in this area, deeming Emperor Palpatine's return from the dead as a part of the cloning project, Project Necromancer, and showing its earliest stages. Now, however, The Rise of Skywalker will have a chance to elaborate on its own story. Marvel Comics has officially announced that the comic adaptation of The Rise of Skywalker will be coming out in February 2025. Comic adaptations of the Star Wars movies are not a new concept, though, and actually harken back to even before the release of A New Hope. That film's comic adaptation featured some elements not included in the final movie, and now, all these years later, The Rise of Skywalker will finally get the same treatment. Rise of Skywalker's first real deleted scenes came from the novelization. Details from the script cut in editing. Along with a comic adaptation, every Star Wars movie also has a novelization, which always includes similar previously unseen elements of each film. The Rise of Skywalker's novelization came out at the beginning of 2020, and revealed a few select deleted scenes for the first time. This included lots of obvious instances of more Leia scenes, and, surprisingly, many more Kylo Ren story moments as well. Now, 5 years later, The Rise of Skywalker will finally get its own comic adaptation by Jody Houser and Will Sliney. We're finally going to see more TROS deleted scenes in the comic book adaptation. The saga ends, again, February 26, 2025. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker comics, Kylo Ren leading stormtroopers into battle. The wait is now over for more deleted scenes from this notoriously messy film, though, with the comic book adaptation releasing in February 2025. Marvel Comics posted the confirmation on X, along with more art depicting various events both from the film and not, announcing that the wait was finally over. This time, separate from the novelization, we'll be able to see these events visually, possibly giving more context to deleted scenes only described in the books, or visually depicting totally new sequences. Rise_of_Skywalker_comic_art. The art Marvel has revealed contains a few specific instances of expansion on the film that are of note. First, there's an interesting split page with Leia and Rey training on the same Ajan Kloss training course, followed by a wonderful panel of Kylo Ren in front of Vader's castle on Mustafar, hopefully hinting at more elaboration on Ren's quest to Mustafar. Finally, there's a panel of the undead Emperor Palpatine on the operating table, meaning the comic could show more about how Palpatine returned. Why has Star Wars taken so long to reveal these deleted scenes? The Rise of Skywalker comic was delayed. Rise_of_Skywalker_comic_adaptation. It's clear that this comic adaptation is long overdue, as it's officially the longest gap between the release of a Star Wars movie and its corresponding comic. So, what took so long? Well, in February 2020, Marvel announced that the series would be released that coming June. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic that same year, however, the comic was shelved as Marvel halted releases and rearranged their schedule. After that, the future of The Rise of Skywalker's comic adaptation looked bleak.